Hello, hello. Pete's Packs here with another Secret Lair Sunday. This one's a real throwback. So I received these in March of 2021. It's a set of 4 copies of a box of rocks. So let's see what's in here. Now these are the original style boxes for Secret Lair. They're much larger than um, the other 2 iterations. So if I remember correctly, there's 3 different sizes. This is the original size, which is about the size of 2 Ultra Pro deck boxes, standard deck boxes together. So these are fairly large. They do come wrapped in tissue paper. I think the original idea was that these could be like reusable deck boxes or something. I never really got a good understanding of why there was so much packaging for so few cards. And the closure is actually a tab closure, so it's not like it's a super reusable kind of thing. But this is the original style. I also don't remember if these had promos in them. I know some of the early ones didn't. They were more like surprise includes every so often versus every time, which is what started when they went to the medium-sized boxes, and now they have envelopes. So the I like the envelope design in that it takes up a lot less space and has a lot less packaging waste, but the overall design for them is not as great. So I'm going to pull these over to the side so you can see what one of these looks like opened up. So you've got this, it's got this tab that you pull out, and then you've got this kind of little display with some plastic holding it onto a thing, and your promo, apparently these do have promos, shoved in the back. So we got a Raoul Storm Conduit. Okay, so this is the same promo series for the for like Black is Magic and Pride Across the Multiverse. It's the War of the Spark Planeswalker promos, which are the stained glass promos. So as you can see, it's like kind of the size of 2 deck boxes. You can get about, remember correctly, you can get about 2 sleeve decks in there. It's about the same size as like a 300 count or 320 count BCW box or Topps box, so like baseball card box. And it is reclosable, although the latch isn't as reliable once it's been popped. So that is the thing. It is kind of a reusable box, but I don't know anyone really that they use. Well, that's not true. There's like one guy at the shop I go to that was using one of these for a little while, but it just kind of fell apart after a couple weeks. So it's a whole thing. But we've got that. And then there's this cardboard kind of standoff to make it like a little display. It's actually easier just to tear the cardboard piece than it is to try and unhitch the plastic, as I've found. And then there's this big old plastic insert, which the only nice thing that I found about these is if you build miniatures, this is like the perfect kind of plastic for making windows for like little miniature buildings. So it's a neat thing. It's also good for like doing water drips using like Boohoo or a similar kind of plastic cement. So I've got a rowel. And we have a Casmina. So oddly enough, they did use rubber cement with these, which is a bonus because it doesn't, overstick the cards. So it seems like they had the correct kind of adhesive, and then they went to another kind that just did not function as well, and then they went back to. Our second one is another Casmina. Enigmatic Mentor. And then our third one is another RAL. Cool. So we've got half a play set. Each of these, I think I have another Casmina, and I know I have another RAL from one of the other boxes that I've opened. So, yeah. And the nice thing is it has the secret layer that it's from on the box, which is cool. So, let's get into these. Hopefully we don't have any miscollations this time around. They're not as common in the older ones. I've noticed that the quality control on some of the older secret layers was a little better, probably because they weren't spewing out, like an average of 1.5 a week. Back then, they were a little more judicious, I guess, with their judicious, the right word. A little more reserved with their release schedule back then. But, so, apologies if this is taking longer than you would like. I don't edit my videos for the most part because I want to show a realistic experience and have people come along with me on what I'm doing. So probably not great for the watchability or success, but it shows the very realistic version of what it's like opening these and talking through them at the same time. That, and it reminds me of, to a degree, of when I was a kid and I'd be at my friendly local game store and hanging out with friends. Playing Magic, talking about miniatures, talking about all kinds of stuff that probably had no business talking about at the age that I was at. But to start things off, we've got this really awesome Arcane Signet. I love the art on this. We've got a Chromatic Lantern with some really trippy art. That is, it's a bunch of alien octopuses or cosmic octopuses with party hats. Like, I love that. That's so cool. We've got a very enlightened a very enlightened frog, it appears, and then a bunch of faces, probably the faces of the universe of some kind. And then dark steel ingot. Not really sure what's going on here, but I like it. It's very cool. There's random machete in the background and what looked to be like some classic like Sailor Jerry tattoo motifs tied in here. Really cool. And then Gilded Lotus. That frankly looks like something out of my nightmares. Um, also, kind of reminds me of the art for Emery, Lurker of the Lock. I think that's the right name. Yeah, so we've got all those. Let's make sure that all of our packs also have those. Okay. Got our Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Command Sphere, or Commander Sphere, Darksteel Ingot, and Gilded Lotus. Number 3. Hopefully these are all identical. After getting that less than pleasant surprise with the Kamigawa Ink ones, I am now very adamant about checking all of them. Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere, Darksteel Ingot, and Gilded Lotus. And our last one. And hopefully it doesn't add too much time to these videos. I know that these probably aren't the most exciting videos. I think they're fun. Partially because I never remember what's in these secret lairs because they've made so many of them. So Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere, Darksteel Ingot, and Gilded Lotus. All right, very nice. So no miscollations or misprints here. So very good. And we got some cool promos. So thank you for joining me on this one. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what your favorite one of these is. So I've noticed that um, from the analytics, less than 5% of people make it to the end of each video. So if I see you leave a comment, I know you're one of the real ones. So, and by one of the real ones, I mean one of the real fans. So until next time, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.